Halloween is here, and it is time for some scary stories. And what is more scary than some existential dread? Existential dread of how everything we know and love and enjoy or hate will end. The existential dread of the end of the world and the universe as we know and love it. Hinduism sees the lifespan of a creation to be divided into four yugas: Satyug, Treta Yuga, dvapar Yuga, and the one which we are supposed to be in, kaliyuga. Together, these four yugs or epochs last about 4.32 billion years, and at the end of the cycle, the world goes through pralaya, which is of equal length of the four yugas, where the world slowly disintegrates and regenerates by the action of the trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. But before that happens, the world has to go through the kaliyuga, the last and the worst of the four yugas, full of conflicts, decay, and sin. According to Vishnu Puran, social status depends not upon your accomplishment, but in ownership of property. Wealth is now the source of virtue. Passion and luxury are the sole bonds between spouses. Falsity and lying are the conditions of success in life. Sexuality is the sole source of human enjoyment. Religion, a superficial and empty ritual, is confused with spirituality. The suffering of men, the hypocrisy of men, the sins of men would reach a new zenith. In Kali Yuga, the world will be ravaged by wars, plagues, and famines, where a man would turn on another for pride, vanity, lust, and obviously greed. The earth will be overburdened with the sins of the mortal. Plagues, famines, pestilence, and natural calamities would be abound. People would prop false religions and false knowledges to earn their livelihood. Life will be short and miserable. Humanity would be on the edge of its destruction. At this time of evil, the final incarnation of Vishnu, known as Kalki, will appear on a white horse. His arrival heralding the end of the Kaliyuga. He would amass an army of the few pious souls remaining and declare war on the evil, destroying it and removing all the sins from the world, ushering the world into a new era, and thus the next Yuga cycle will begin. The world would be engulfed by a very harsh winter, the Fimbulvetta, when for 3 successive years there won't be a summer. The snow will be everywhere, and the world will be devastated with wars, and humanity would be on the brink of extinction. This harsh winter and aftermath of the death of the beloved Balder, the god of light. It is said to make sure that nothing would ever be able to hurt his son, the goddess Frigg, secures oath from almost everything: creatures, elements, even illnesses, everything except the mistletoe. And during one unfortunate event, the blind god Hod would hurl a shaft of mistletoe at Balder under the trickster god Loki's influence, killing the beloved god of light. This event would herald Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods. Fimbulvetta would be followed by terrible earthquakes, which would destroy the binds and shackles that had contained the forces of darkness. The great wolf Fenrir and the Midgard serpent Jormungandr would be released. The sky would split apart, and Surtur, the fire giant, would lead the sons of Muspelheim across the Bifrost, shattering the Rainbow Bridge. They, along with the legions of goddess Hel, would assemble at the plains of Vigrid for the one final battle. Heimdall, the watchman of the gods, would sound Gjallarhorn, alerting the gods in Asgard, and thus would begin the final battle, with Odin wearing a golden helmet, a coat of mail, and brandishing his spear Gungnir, riding in the front, leading the army of gods. And so the battle will begin, weapons clashing, limbs flying, blood splattering. It would be intense. Thor, the god of thunder, would fight the serpent Jormungandr and would eventually kill the snake, but the venom, it would poison him and he would perish after taking 9 steps. Odin, the All Father, would be eaten by the Fenrir, but would be avenged by his son Vigrid. And finally, virtually all on the field would be slain, with the last casualty being Loki and Heimdall, who would mortally wound each other. And in the end, Surtur would burn the whole world with his sword, save for the Yggdrasil. And there you have it, 2 tales of the Armageddon. But we need to understand something. These stories are not only about how the world will end, but also how the world will start afresh, a clean slate. Life will get another chance. In Hinduism, the Kalki would usher the world into a new Satyug, the golden age of life itself. And in Norse mythology, after the Ragnarok, the world would end in darkness as the earth would sink into the sea. But after some time, the land would rise again, and a woman and a man, Lif and Liftrasir, would emerge from the Yggdrasil and repopulate the land, thus giving humanity another chance. Thank you guys for watching this video, and if you watched for this long, how about a like, share and subscribe. I also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/AlvinGrim. Check me out there if you want to hang out, and with that, see you in the next video.